Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Old Fart Pokemon. A couple of people have asked me, so what exactly is the purpose of this channel? Well, it's real simple. If I had to do it all over again, I would do things quite differently. And I'm the guy. In Magic, I had a full set of Power 9 20 years ago. I sold them for $100 each. I sold my Black Lotus, I think, for $120. I'm the guy. I had a case a base set. I think I sold my booster boxes 20 years ago. I opened half of them, and the other half I sold for, it was 150 a box. If I could do things differently, I would do things very differently. But you know what? I can't. So really my purpose of this channel is very simple. I want to help the younger generation not make the same mistakes I made. So welcome to the channel. Today we're going to go over what the markets are doing, plus an opportunity. I'm going to do a free giveaway. 5 lucky winners today. So let's get right into it. For those of you who want to just hear the punchline and go back and leave, in Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, I am seeing really no systematic risk. Rather, it's more asset specific risk. I'm seeing some boxes go up, some boxes go down. Flesh and Blood and cryptocurrency, a much different story. I'm seeing a strong downward trend. So you're seeing a lot of systematic risk at this point in time for both crypto and for Flesh and Blood. So let's go ahead and get into it. At the end, I'll share my giveaway, 5 lucky winners. Let's go ahead and start. First of all, we'll start with the Pokemon market today. For the most part, relatively quiet for this week. Looking over the past week, we have 5 sets. The boxes have risen in price. Unbroken Bonds went up the most, 4.5%. 17 sets just sitting there really have not changed on TCG Player in terms of booster boxes. And 16 sets booster boxes went down. Really the hardest hit are, if we're going back, Chilling Reign, really I think people are dumping right now at this point. If you're looking to pick up a good investment at this point, take a look at buying a Chilling Reign booster box or like a Elite Trainer box. Also, Fossil, I think a lot of it's starting to people realize it's not going up anymore. It's not going to the moon, so people are starting to put their positions while there's still a good price. So overall, slight up, but most of it relatively steady. Only 16 going down. So right now it's kind of a period of time where the market is figuring out which booster boxes are underpriced and which are overpriced. By contrast, going to flip over here and get a hold of it to Flesh and Blood, and we could call it, really for this past week, I would call it a bloodbath. All of your unlimited. So in Flesh and Blood, those of you who are not familiar with it, Flesh and Blood has 2 separate types of booster boxes. One is really for the collector, the first edition. It has the cold foils, and often much more expensive. And really, so people can actually play the game. They have unlimited boxes, mass printed, not restricted. They don't have the cold foils, but you can pick them up relatively cheaply. What do we see? The unlimited boxes, Arcane Rising, Welcome to Wrath Monarch, all down sharply. And then even the first edition. Monarch is the most recent set, and 2 weeks ago it was looking at $500-600 a box. Now this week can get as low as $387. Even the more expensive boxes, the Arcane Rising, the Welcome to Wrath, also down. Everything is, Arcane Rising is staying the same. Everything else is down. I want to talk about this for a minute. So 2 years ago, 2 games came out, Flesh and Blood and Argent Saga. And anytime you're going after a new game, it's speculating, high risk, high reward. If you would have put $1,000 into Flesh and Blood, $1,000 into Argent Saga, what would have happened? Well, you would have done very well on Flesh and Blood, and Argent Saga, you would have lost all of your money. The company went bankrupt. Same thing with stocks. For those of you who've been in the stock market a while, you realize you always hear about the Amazons going crazy, the Teslas, the Facebook. But if you look overall, 80-90% of stocks actually go down each year. But if you look at the S&P 500, often it's concentrated around the Dow Jones. The largest stocks would often go up, but that is not indicative. So a word of caution. I know a lot of people are also getting into MetaZoo right now. I look at what $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 boxes for a game that has not officially been released. Please use caution. You're really into the speculation. I'm going to switch over now to Magic the Gathering. And what do we see? I decided to take out all of the booster boxes that just sat there. No need to really waste paper. So what do we see this week? 13 boxes went up. 77 just sat there. I consider any change up or down less than 2%. Not a significant change. And 22 boxes went down. Go to the very top. Magic 2013 went up the most, 26% over the past week. Rivals Ixalan, as the cards continue to grow in price, the booster boxes tend to follow. Down at the way over the other end, if you've been following this channel, Revised last few weeks has just been taking a beating. I think rightfully so. 2 weeks ago it was at 44,000. Now it's at 22,000. And this week's down to 19.6. And I think this is rightfully so. If you look, unlike the Four Horsemen sets, there are tons of revised booster boxes originally printed. I don't know how many are still out there. And then if we look, Visions, Alliances, Prophecy, what are these? These are the old boxes from the late 90s, early 2000, and we see significant declines. People are realizing, you know what? This boom to the moon is not continuing, so people are starting to dump their positions. So overall, I would say with both Magic and Pokemon, we really have kind of a sorting of the market, trying to figure out which assets in terms of booster boxes are overpriced and underpriced. Finally, as many of you know, I go to the website Dawnglare. If you crack open a booster box, what can you expect for value? On average, it will take a look at the contents inside and what do we see in terms of the actual Magic cards in the booster boxes. 6 boxes starting with Darksteel rose 6.5%. 95 in terms of the cards. So some people are saying Modern is booming, other people say Modern is collapsing. You know what? For the most part, the changes are less than 2%. Finally, we have 9 sets that have fallen. The value of the cards in the booster box have fallen more than 2%. Again, we see Darksteel rising 6.5%. New Phyrexia this last week, the cards have fallen a little over almost 6.8%. So again, I feel like it's not systematic risk. The players, as they're playing, they're saying, you know what? As I start playing more Commander, as some stores are starting to open up to play again, all of a sudden some cards are going up. Other people are selling their collections, so some cards are going down. So you see a lot of these changes based on the popularity of individual cards. Finally, I want to go over the kind of the broader market. It's important not to just get so focused on one asset like Pokemon, but what's happening in the broader market. I think every week I want to talk about this. First of all, gold's down slightly, and in terms of the cryptos, both Bitcoin, Ethereum down this week, and I think this, as I checked today, this slide just continues for Bitcoin. Part of it, everybody wants to jump in, create some more momentum, jumping up to 55,000, and then all of a sudden when the momentum stops, everybody wants to get out, which creates momentum downward. US dollar And again, these different indexes I'm going to go through. The problem is often these are reported monthly, and the new reports have not come out. But I think it's good idea to keep in the back of your head the broader picture. So, U.S. dollar inflation about 4.2%. The Dow and the NASDAQ in terms of markets really just sitting there over the course of 1 week. There's been very little change with these two indexes. And the Vanguard total bond. So what is the value of bonds? We talk about the stock market, the bond market, and people say, well, how do you know the bond market? There's thousands of corporate bond, municipal bonds out there. The thing is, I use the Vanguard Total Bond Fund to really give kind of an index what's going on. The bond market right now, with no real change recently in interest rates staying relatively stable. And also, what's housing doing? Hopefully the Case-Shiller index will be updated soon, but right now it's sitting there. And finally, to kind of create a larger picture, I also will comment on Iowa farmland as a proxy for farmland in the country, what's happening. So as these numbers are updated, we kind of see what's happening across the country. So hopefully this gives you a good picture of what's happening. And finally, I promised a giveaway. So what I'm going to do this week is give away 2 Japanese booster packs. And I think I will do this most weeks to just kind of give back to the community. I love the Pokemon community. So I'm going to do this 5 times. So what do you need to do to win 2 packs of cards? What you do, first of all, subscribe to this channel. That's going to help the channel grow. Second, in the comments section, put your 3 favorite Pokemon. It's kind of fun. I want to hear what Pokemon people like. Maybe next week I'll share my 3 favorite Pokemon. So put in the comments your 3 favorite Pokemon, subscribe to this channel, and I will have 5 winners next week. So go ahead and put down. Next week I will reveal, actually I'll reveal both my 3 favorite Pokemon and also the winners from this week. So if you're a winner, then I'll announce the winners next week. You can send me an email, your name and address, and I will be putting these packs in the mail. So a total of 10 packs next week, 2 packs to each of the 5 winners. I hope you're all having a good week, and as the summer heat kicks in, stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a great week, and I'll talk to you again next week. Thanks for watching. Bye.